Hello, computer scientist. Mr. Lang here, and I wanted to showcase my collage that I made using a few different applications, or a couple I should say, and one is Microsoft File Explorer. I use that to keep track of all my files and my directories and just to keep everything orderly as a developer. Also, GIMP, a free download off the internet called graphic image manipulation program. Really cool. A lot of things you can do with it. And so all of these are kind of individual pictures. My background's an individual picture. My Darth Vader, the Death Star, my X-Wing fighter. All of these are individual pictures that I edited in GIMP, and then I added them to a layer, including my titles. And so pretty cool. And I'm going to kind of show you what I did and some of the things that I did to create this. So first of all, here's my first application that I used, and that's Microsoft Explorer, File Explorer I should say, and I have a directory called my Star Wars Montage. I probably need to rename that to Collage. I always say Montage. I apologize for that, but it is a collage. And so first of all, I found a background image to what I wanted. I kept it in my raw folder. This is the raw image that I found on the internet, and I don't want to edit that or anything. I don't want to edit that. If I do want to edit it, I would put it in a different folder and edit it that way. And I'm going to showcase that here in just one second. So I'm going to go down to my sprites. So let's start with Darth Vader. Again, I have the raw image. This is the one that I found online that I want to edit. All right. I want to take out the background of this one. So when I go along my file manager, I'm back to my Darth Vader edited image. So these are my edits. If I open this up, I actually brought over that raw image. I just copied it and pasted it. And this is the one that I then edited in GIMP to produce this PNG, which has transparency behind it. So that's my final image. But if I open up my GIMP file, and I probably should have had this loaded up already. It takes maybe a second or two to load up GIMP. It is a larger program. Again, you can download this free on the internet, which is pretty cool. And so, let me bring this on over. This is my GIMP project that I did. All right, and so couple tools I used my crop tool to crop out things that I didn't need in the background or pixels that I wasn't using. I used my lasso tool to kind of go around Darth Vader, and then I inverted him and deleted some of my pixels in the background. I then went to my colors, and I used this color to alpha to incorporate the alpha channel, also known as transparency. And then I used my eraser tool to go around and erase all of the pixels that I wanted to be transparent. So when I was done with editing my Darth Vader, I went and I exported that. And when I exported it, sure enough, move this off the screen a little bit here, it exported it again as my final product there. So if I go to Darth Vader and I go back to my sprites here along my File Explorer application that I'm using, Death Star, for example, again, here's my raw image. I didn't want to edit that, but I did want to get my Death Star there. So I copied that and put that in my edited folder, and there it is. Here is my final product of the Death Star after I got done editing it. And if I open it up in GIMP, there's my GIMP file right there. Let me bring this back over, and here is my Death Star, utilizing some of those same tools that I used before. Lastly, we had to do 3 sprites. So I'm going to click back on my sprite directory in my file path here. And I have my X-Wing fighter. This was probably one of the most extensive ones that I edited. And so here's my X-Wing fighter. There are a lot of details to go around. All right, that's my raw one. That's what I found on the internet that I wanted to edit. And here is my final image of it by taking out all of the background to make it transparent. And again, here is the GIMP file that I went and used to edit it, utilizing some of these really cool tools that GIMP has to offer. And I only used a few of them. There's a lot of other cool tools that you can use for your images, but those are some that I use to make it transparent and add it to my collage. So when I was all done editing my sprites, I'm going to go back to my Star Wars montage along my File Explorer. Here's my final collage, And this is when I brought over all of the sprites that I edited. I just copied them and pasted them into my final collage sprites folder. These are the ones that I'll be using for my final collage. I also have my background here that I'm going to use in my final collage. I also have my GIMP file here for my final Star Wars collage, and so that's going to open up in GIMP, and here it is, and this is what I use to move things around and edit my montage here. I have all my layers over here. I'll see if I can expand this. Sometimes it's tricky to do so, and it's not letting me do it, but anyway, these are all my layers that I have. If I turn off my background layer, I can see other layers there. If I turn off my Death Star, if I turn off my Star Wars text layer, or my Darth Vader layer. So these are really cool to work with, all of your different layers. I also utilized again a new tool in this one was my text tool to put in my text. But I also have my tool selected where I move things around and put the Death Star, the Death Star right in Darth Vader's hand. Another tool I used was this tool here to allow me to rotate it, which I thought was pretty cool. Oh, I'm on my text layer. I should probably click on my X-Wing fighter layer to then adjust that, and I'm still on it. So again, this was always fun to me. I would mess around with this a little bit and play with things, but I believe I've got that selected now. I'm going to turn off my rotate here. I'm on my X-Wing fighter, and now I'm rotating my X-Wing fighter. And sorry for that bell in your ear. We are having a few different lunches, but anyway, kind of cool. A lot of different tools that we played around and just learned. I asked my students to also go out to YouTube to find other tools that we didn't really talk about to edit your collage and whatnot. But again, when we were done, we exported this, and when we exported it, we have our final collage here. And I'm going to press my F11 key on my keyboard to kind of show it in all its glory. Again, kind of a really cool, fun project where we can use a graphic image manipulation program, very similar to Photoshop, but it's free, which is cool. And there's a lot of great tools that you can learn from it. So I hope you like my collage, and check out all the images that I have on my ePortfolio when creating this awesome project.